All right. So I'm not sure what's going on here. I apologize. Okay. Good morning. I'm sorry. I'm seeing a little bit of a jumpiness on my video on my end. So I apologize if this is a little bit difficult to follow. If it is, just listen if the video's off. So welcome to Human Services 215 here at Rockford University this summer. I apologize, my hair's a mess. I am Kelly Champion. I'm your instructor for this class. I wanted to just jump on and do a quick video to welcome you, to talk about class policy and procedure. Know that when I am on Zoom, whether it's face-to-face with you or I'm doing a recording, I'm usually looking at another screen. You can kind of see my setup over here. You know, I've got all kinds of stuff, set up. So I apologize. I look at one screen, so I'm not always looking at the camera. But anyway, welcome to summer here at Rockford University. So you guys are in Human Services 215, which is lifespan development. I think that's what we call it, human development. But this is a class that, it's typical and atypical lifespan development. So I apologize. I have another class that's the same number, but different title. So anyway, welcome. We're glad that you're here at Rockford University. I'm so happy that you guys are pursuing your degree and are hopefully working hard to get that done. So know that just because we're online doesn't mean that I'm not available for you. I am. I am a teacher at a local school, but I am off for the summer starting Friday, the 26th of May. No, I do not go to campus, but that doesn't mean that I can't if there's really a need that is a face-to-face need. But most of the things in the class we can handle via email, or you and I can Zoom one-on-one. So anyway, I'm not going to spend this whole video going over the entire syllabus, but I am going to talk to you kind of about how the class is set up. So if you are seeing this video, class has started. And what I do with this class is I open the entire semester on day one. The only exception is the discussion boards. The discussion boards will open in the module in which they are assigned. So I think it's module 1, 2, 4, and 5, I think. So those are the only things that are not open day one. Otherwise, everything is open. So if you want to, be super student and, you want to get going and you want to work on this and you want to get this class done in 4 weeks, by all means, go crazy. That's fine. Just make sure you come back and do the discussion boards as they are assigned. But, I don't recommend that. This class is a big class. It is 20 chapters that we are doing in 8 weeks. It is a lot when you do 16 weeks. So the key to summer online class is you work every day. Do you need to work 7 days a week? No. But you need to work 5 out of the 7 days in a week. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you work at 2 in the morning, you work at 4 in the afternoon. I don't care. But you have to touch this class every day, or by week 2 you will be overwhelmed and behind. So it is best to start day one, jumping in, getting your code registered, getting on that first smart book. This first section that you're going to do is a big one. It's very general, which is very irritating when you have a lot of things that you need to remember. It does get easier, I promise. But this first couple of sections, they're just big. It's lifespan development. They're very general. They're going to talk about a lot of general things. It's going to seem like smart books take forever. I promise it gets better. But, that said, I'm looking at you guys probably 15 hours a week that you need to be working on this. If we were meeting face-to-face in the summer, if we were meeting face-to-face in a 16-week class, we would be in class 2 hours and 45 minutes. So in the summer, you need to think that if we were face-to-face, we would be meeting 6.5 to 7 hours a week, just class time. And then outside of that, I would expect you to have a couple of hours each night of work. So when I tell you that you need to be working 15 hours-ish a week on this, it's not far off. How are you successful in this? You stay on top of it. You get in there. You complete the smart books in its entirety, and we'll talk about that in a second. You do them. You answer the questions honestly. You just keep at it. You take your test and then you go on to the next thing and you go on to the next thing, and you're always doing something. This, like I said, this first few weeks, there's just a lot of information. It's super annoying, I know, but it will get better. A couple of things about my class. I'm around. I'm going to hold regular office hours for you. I'm not quite sure when that's going to be yet this week. I need to figure out a couple of things. I apologize. I'm doing this video the night before class starts. I'm not totally sure when I'm going to do office hours yet. I'm still in school this week. But I am around. I am available right now this first week of class through Memorial Day. I'm only available after 4 o'clock. Because I'm finishing up my school stuff. Next week, the week 2, I will have a few teacher meetings, but in general, I think most of you are working also. So it would be after hours, after 4 o'clock or on the weekends that we would Zoom if you need me. So I am here. I'm not just throwing you into the sharks and leaving you alone. So please know that. All you have to do is email me and say you need help, and we'll get on Zoom as soon as we can. This first section, you have chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4, smart books. You'll go into, you obviously did it right because you started in module 0. You're watching this video. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to get on and you're going to register your code. Your code is the book that you purchased from the bookstore. If you did not do that, you don't have to purchase it through the bookstore. You can purchase it direct through our class link. Know that I do not have any benefit from that. I don't get any commission from that. It is a little bit cheaper to do it that way. But if you have financial aid that says you have to purchase or scholarships or whatever, that say you have to purchase your books through the bookstore, then do it through the bookstore. I think it's easier just to do it through the class because you don't have to worry about entering the code that you purchase. But if you purchase it through the bookstore, I believe in the spring they were emailing you a receipt, and on that email gives you the code, not the ISBN number, but it's the registration code, and it's a combination of letters and numbers that once you get into Connect and register, that's what you're going to enter. See my other video on registering your code for that information. Once you do that, in module 0 is also our course Zoom link. So if you ever need to Zoom with me, I'm not going to set up a meeting. I'm just going to tell you a time. You'll need to go back to module 0 and click on that Zoom link to meet me at whatever time we set up. Module 1 is looking at intro. It's chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. You will see chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 listed in Smart Books in your first module page. Click on them, get in there, start working, start reading, and then answering the questions. I will tell you from the past students, I've used this system for years. Past students have said it is easier to get in and read the whole chapter and then go back and answer the questions. If you try to answer the questions before you read, the lady on that recording is going to tell you you've not read enough, and it's super annoying. If you try to answer the questions as you're reading, it just seems to take longer. So I would suggest reading the whole text or the whole chapter and then go back and answer the questions. The question answering is what gets you the max points. Don't pay attention to the bar at the top, the bar that tells you what percentage done you are. It seems like it stays at, you only have 1 or 2% left for a really long time, or I think it goes the other way. Like your number of topics doesn't go down quickly in the beginning. Just keep answering the questions. Know that I don't see your answers. I don't know what your answers are. I don't care what your answers are. It's okay to answer those wrong. If you answer them wrong, you will, you can click on the help and it'll take you to that section of the book and you could read about it. but it's meant to help you learn course information. Now, here's the thing with that. I know there are 20 chapters. You need to do them for full credit. If you don't, the way that SmartBooks is set up, when you get through chapter 1, if you don't do the whole thing, you go on to chapter 2, you go on to chapter 3, you go on to chapter 4. When you hit chapter 5, it's the system doesn't know what you know, so it's going to give you more stuff to do. And so if you don't do the SmartBooks for the max points, you don't finish them, the system gets really angry and it sends you more work to do. So in essence, trying to shortcut it by not doing the whole thing actually makes your work harder. And these chapters build on each other. So if you never answer a question about Freud, every time Freud comes up, you're going to have more. It is not uncommon to have all of my students have a longer or shorter time on SmartBooks as we go, depending on what you've done previously. So please make sure you do those for full credit. Your exams are 50 questions, multiple choice. They are timed at 1 hour. At 59 minutes, it's going to submit your test. Know that you only get 1 hour. However, everything for me is due at 11:59 p.m. If you try to get into your exam at 11:30, you are going to get 29 minutes. If you try to get in at 11:15, you're going to get about 40 minutes. It's an hour unless you start it too close to the due time. Don't do that. Internet things, internet problems, Canvas problems, updating the computer system at school many times happens overnight. Make sure that you allow yourself enough time to get it done and submitted. If you don't finish it and time is up and the due time is there, it's going to auto submit for you, and no, you can't go back and retake it. You get one shot at a test. So make sure that you don't open it until you're ready. Also know that I've had this question come up in the past. It does you no good to try to record or take note of questions because the pool for, I believe the pool of questions for exam 1 is 600. So it's going to pull from 600 questions. The statistical chances of each student getting the same question are so small. You won't get the same questions as your classmates. I edit the topics, so I mean you're just not. It's not going to benefit you. I can tell students that don't finish are usually the ones that are trying to cheat. I mean, there's so much other stuff that if you're going to cheat on tests, well, whatever. There's so much other stuff that it will hurt your grade if you are not doing the work. So I am 100% strict at don't cheat. Okay, I shouldn't have to say that, but just don't. I am 100% strict on due dates unless you have some sort of documentation. And yes, I am sorry, I asked for it. If you're in the hospital and you cannot return to school, you need a note that says you're in the hospital and you cannot return to class until X date. And you need to go through Lang Health Center for verification for that. I don't care what the excuse is. I was busy, I was on vacation, does not work. This is an online class. You can study and do what you need to do from anywhere. I will actually be on vacation in Detroit during class, and I will still do what I need to do. I will grade, I will Zoom, I will do whatever. So please know that that's not going to work. You need to start working early so you have plenty of time. Your first module here, I'm actually giving you 2 weeks. I do not recommend that you take 2 weeks. I recommend that you take a week and a half and then use the end of the second week to get started on module 2. Module 2 is infancy and early childhood. It is probably, in my opinion, the heaviest chapters because there's so much information in there from Piaget and Erickson and Bowlby, and there's just a ton in there. Better would be to take 1 week to do chapters 1, 2, 3, 4 in exam 1, and then take 2 weeks to do module 2. Once we get through that, it eases up a little bit, but don't get caught trying to stick to the due dates in the beginning because you'll be sorry come to module 2. It's a very big involved chapter. You guys will also have some other things due. You'll have some application work and other things. You need to review the syllabus and make sure that you see what is coming up. On Canvas, if you click on the syllabus tab, it will not only give you our syllabus, but it will also list the due dates for all assignments. So make sure that you are following those to a T. If you are stuck on something, let me know. I have a mini lecture for each section. So I don't lecture on everything. I would be lecturing for 6 hours. But I do give you a mini lecture each module on those topics. So hopefully you find that helpful. The PowerPoint notes are in there as well. Personally, I think they're overwhelmingly long. They are provided by the textbook publisher. So, I mean, use them, but they're there because some students are dependent on PowerPoints. But quite honestly, you will do fine if you read the book and actually do the questions and answer the questions and try to learn while you're reading. You will do fine with that. I wouldn't sit and take mass amount of notes. Although if you are a tactile learner where you need to do that, do that. Just read through. When you are done with each smart book, as long as you do it for the max credit, you can get out, and then when you get back in, you will see a thing that says recharge. Recharge is a personalized review for you based on the things that you may have missed or not known going through each chapter. So that's the review that you should use. So that's recharge, but that will only come up if you complete each smart book for the max points of 10 well enough ahead of the due date. So if you try to complete it for a max points of 10 the night of the test, it probably is not going to populate enough to give you the recharge before the due date. So just, make sure that you're doing what you need to be doing with smart books, and the system will work with you and help you learn as you go. There's a lot of theories in here. A lot of things that you need to know and understand about what Erikson, Freud, Piaget, Bowlby, et cetera, say about development. So make sure that you're following along with those as well. Outside of that, no, this is not my first time teaching online. I was actually teaching online before COVID. And I actually brought the first online class to our Psych and Human Development department. So I've been doing this a really long time. I can usually anticipate what the problems are going to be. So I try to get ahead of those. But again, if you need something, all you have to do is email me and be specific as to what you need. Know that I will check email a couple of times a day. So if you email me, I will get back to you within 12 hours unless I'm sleeping or sick. And I will answer you. So if you're asking for a Zoom time, I'm going to email you back and I'm going to tell you, here's 4 times that I'm available. Tell me what works for you. Better yet, if you need a Zoom time, give me 2 or 3 options, different times of the day that you are available to Zoom, and then I will let you know what works. But know that I will answer your emails, and I expect you to answer me back. If you ask me for a Zoom time and I give you 3 times and you don't get back to me, I'm not getting online. So make sure that you are in good contact with me. But I will Zoom as often as you need. If there's several of you that seem to have the same question, we can try to do a quick little meeting on campus if that's easier for you. I'm guessing it's probably not, but whatever you need, you just have to ask. Otherwise, I think that's all for this video. Let me just flip through. I just want to go back through my syllabus real quick and just make sure that I have addressed everything with you. Grading scale, I'm a strict 90, 80, 70, 93 to 100, 90, 92 to 90. I am very strict with my grading scale. If I had several people over the years, over just this semester, that missed a higher grade by less than 1/10 of a point, you did not get the higher grade. I do not round up. I am 100% strict on that grading scale. That said, if you do the work and you ask questions, you should be fine, and you should earn an A or a B in here. The students that earn an A or a B are the ones that do the work. The ones that earn a C, D, or an F are the ones that skipped assignments or didn't ask questions. So this is not difficult, but it's a lot, and you need to stay on top of it. Get working today. If you do not have yet the cash to purchase the code, go on and follow my instructions in the Connect video, and you can do a 2-week free trial of that. You could, it's not recommended. You could push it and just sit and get through all 20 smart books and all 5 exams in that 2 weeks. I do not recommend that. Your performance will not be as good. But if you are worried about money for purchasing the code, the textbook code, you could do that during that free 2-week trial. If you need to wait till payday, again, you have a free 2-week trial. I expect that students will use that if they can't purchase their code the first day. And, you know, I need extra time because I just bought my code is not an excuse, because everybody has a 2-week free trial. That 2-week free trial, though, does expire. I think they usually go about 8 days on that. Once it disappears, I can't fix that. So that's McGraw-Hill. So if you think you need the free trial, just do it. Even if you're just waiting for, you know, a paycheck, just do the 2-week free trial and get working. Once your trial expires, it will prompt you then to purchase your code or enter a code, and it'll save all your work. So don't panic on that. All right. If you have questions, email me, kchampionrockford.edu. You can email me directly through Canvas. And I will get back to you. Know that if you email me through Canvas, it goes into your Canvas email, not your school email. So let me know what you need, and that's all I have. Thanks.